Hey guys, the sun came out, so I don't know why, but I feel like making a little video about the all hated Obama. I don't know why. I don't hate him. I do not hate the guy. I just find him unhateable. But even my mother hates him, and she used to kind of like him, but you know, she ends up hating everybody anyway eventually. This is what I think happened with that guy, because when I listen to Obama, I don't feel upset and disgusted and horrified like I did when I would listen to George Bush talk, who is the smarmiest, most fake, most just stupid, idiotic, smug jerk who would sell his soul to the devil in 5 minutes for a pretty house and a golf course. You know, that's my opinion of George W. Bush and his family and the guys that control him, because he's just a puppet. I mean, really, he's just a puppet. He's not even worth getting upset over, except that he's a puppet. You know, some people think for themselves and some people are puppets. So this is what I think happened, and I could be wrong, of course, obviously, but what I think happened in the situation with Obama is that I think that he got into office, voted in that day, had a party, you know, yay, things falling down, millions of people, confetti, last glass of champagne. He goes back into his room, his bathroom, his apartment, his house, whatever part of the White House he lives in. And, you know, immediately there's a gun to his head. And he's told if he doesn't play their way, he's dead. He's a dead man, so is his wife, and so is his children. And they'll do it in a way where it will look completely innocent and accidental, and no one will ever find out why or how it happened, and no one will get caught. And I really think that he has had a gun to his head from the second he was sworn into office. And he has been basically told that he has to take the rap for a whole lot of crap, and he has to look like a liar and basically appear to be betraying his own words, and he has to compromise, and he has to do whatever they say. And that if he doesn't, I mean, he's a dead man. He was a dead man the minute he got sworn in. When he got voted president, first words out of my mouth were, "That is a dead man." You know, he reminded me of JFK and Bobby Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln, for God's sakes. Here he is, a black man in America. I mean, there's just way too much racism. No one's going to put up with that. You know, I mean, I voted for Hillary, who is very hated, but I admire her because she is tough, you know. I don't like negative energy and negative comments. She puts up with so much hostility and you know, just nastiness from people. And I mean, you got to have some toughness in you to survive a role like that. I mean, to take on the life of a politician has got to pretty much suck. I mean, I don't know what kind of person even does that, but, you know, did the Clintons do something with money and whatever? I don't even know. Out of all the presidents, I really like Bill Clinton the best, and I think that the country was in the best shape during his office. And, you know, the whole thing's unfair. The whole thing is corrupt, and I just don't feel disgusted by Obama. I don't think he is operating under normal circumstances. And I think he is in a very, very tough position. And how he handles it with so much grace is amazing to me. I mean, has his body been taken over by the body snatchers? I don't know. Some people think he's a reptilian, you know, and if he is, he became one later, or some reptilian jumped into him. I don't know, but I feel like this is going to come out eventually, and I feel so strongly that man has been operating with a gun in his mouth and with the visual of his children with guns to their heads and probably blindfold. I mean, they probably show him that every now and then. They probably send a picture of that to his email just to keep him in check. That's what I think. I think that we are treating him unfairly. The person, the man, the spirit, the guy, the man himself, not the president, but the man, Obama. Pleiadians think he's from a very highly evolved dimension, and that he came down here to fill this impossible role because he was the only one who could handle it. Who could handle pretending to run a country with actually a gun to his head. So there is so much crap that goes on that we don't know about. We are very blind. We are very easily manipulated. Human beings just get duped over and over and over again. It's really true. It's very hard to see the truth on the planet. It's very difficult to stay connected to yourself and keep your brain alert and to think for yourself and to follow your instincts. I don't know why, but it's just really hard for all of us to do that here on this planet. Probably because we are manipulated by a lot of very powerful, very intelligent beings that we don't even know about. We don't see them. We don't know about them. We are blinded by our everyday lives. And there's a lot of incarnated Pleiadians down here, that love to dance and try to bring the light and, act like me and other, you see all these blonde women saying stuff very similar to me and dancing on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that must be another Pleiadian dancing on YouTube, trying to distract the thoughts from the negativity and to just bring some joy, to raise the pleasure frequency on the planet, because we're very caught into emotional drama and emotional trauma because we are traumatized by these higher beings. I really think that's true. And it's very hard to not get caught into trauma. And they will traumatize practically any effort you make to find joy or love. It's going to get bad. Like, for example, if you fall in love, this is what happened to me. I fell in love, and I was very much in love, and we struggled with our relationship, and when we finally got it together and achieved a beautiful, loving, peaceful place, I would have these dreams that, he was cheating on me, and I would have these upsetting dreams that made me doubt our love and made me question him and put pressure on the relationship, because we really were, like soulmates in harmony. And the only way to fuck with us was through the dream state. And I've been told through all the stuff that I watch that, these, very intelligent, psychic, higher beings manipulate us through the dream state. If we've really got it together in our waking state, they will come in through the dream state and then mess with your waking state and screw you up. And somehow they feed on emotional trauma. And some people think that we are their food, that basically they create wars when they're hungry and they need lots of bodies. And they eat our bodies, because what do you think happens to our bodies when we die? Some of them get embalmed and then buried, but what really happens to them? A lot of people think that their loved ones, the body of their loved one gets cremated. But do we actually see that body go into the cremator? I haven't seen my dad go into the cremator. I haven't seen my brother and Bobby. I didn't see that. What I did see were two completely different kinds of ashes. I saw my dad's ashes and I saw my brother's ashes. And they were totally different in every way. My dad's ashes were more like sand and totally different. My brother's were full of colors. Now, it could have been because he did a lot of drugs. That might be why his ashes were so full of colors. But I remember thinking they were really different. When I saw my dad's, I was like, it just seemed like random dirt and soil had been stuck in there. I didn't feel like it was really his ashes. I questioned that. There's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? You know? But what if, it's going to sound crazy. No one wants to hear anything like this because it just sounds too crazy. But what if, you know, that body that was supposed to go into the cremator and produce ashes for the family to put in some urn and on their whatever they do with their ashes, what if that body was actually sold to somebody who wanted the body? Think about the body. Think about the DNA in our body. Think about how valuable. I mean, imagine if you could get your hands on a human body, you know, the brain, the eyes, the heart, the lungs. I mean, the whole thing is full of value. The body is full of value. You know, really. This is my light body. Look, it's glowing in the sun. I do think that our bodies are sold. I learned from this guy when I was in San Francisco just recently. I met this Indian guy who was actually 54 or 56 years old, and I met him on the BART, and he was helping me navigate my way around. People are very friendly out there. They were all helping me, and we ended up having this conversation. And he was I think he was a physicist and some kind of doctor, and he was giving a talk on what was it? That's what he was. He was an anesthesiologist, and he gave a talk on how to alleviate pain without drugs. He was a very nice looking man, very nice energy. He was from India, and he had actually something bad happen to him. I think he had a stroke, and he'd recovered. And we were talking about chocolate, and he was eating dark chocolate all the time, and then he had to go to even darker chocolate and a smaller amount. Although chocolate's good for you, so. But dark chocolate is very nutritious. So anyway, he was telling me that in China, they take every single body that dies, they take the corpse, and they do this thing called plasticizing, where some process that he said the Germans invented, and it plasticizes the body. Somehow it keeps the body from decomposing, and then they slice the body into thin slices, and they use it to study science, to study the human body, which is the most fascinating thing on this planet. I mean, it is. All of the bodies, the animal bodies, all of us, but the human body is even really almost more amazing than the animal bodies, because, I mean, I don't know about dolphins, but they're probably pretty incredible too, but imagine that your body, imagine that every cell in your body retains your experience, your emotions, your memories, your wisdom, your revelations, your knowledge, your experience. So if my whole body, if every cell in my body were to hold the information that I have collected in all of my lifetimes, even just this lifetime is enough. I have a lot from just this lifetime. But say that say that you retain genetic cell memory from every lifetime. Of course, you have to believe that you've reincarnated many times. Say that you believe that, and you believe that your body can have cell memory from past lives. I've been reincarnating for 11,000 years, so I've been here a pretty long time. Not as long as some people have been here forever, but I've been here for at least 11,000 years reincarnating. I'm experienced at living on the planet. I actually came in with a lot of memories on how to handle things here because I've been here many times. But even if you don't believe that, even if you just wanted to go with one lifetime, think about how I've got magical boobs, right? I've been talking about it for a long time. These boobs have magic in them. Imagine how valuable the DNA inside these breasts would be. Say they really were magic and everybody knew they were magical. Well, people might fight over these things to have them for science. They do have magic in them. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm not even going to deny. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that isn't true. That's true. So I have many, many guys on my Vimeo page, who would validate that. But, even the nipple. Gosh, the whole body is full. Think of the way our hands move. No animal can do that, even though the animal is more blessed than we are and definitely smarter than we are in many ways. Their spirits are way more in sync with the universe. But, look at this. Look at all these ways I can move my hands. I can do all these things. Look at this. I just came up with this the other day. I don't even know how I do that, but it's like making the figure 8 sign. I think that's really cool. So, I mean, you know, we can do this. We can do this. We can wear a crystal that energizes us and transforms us. You know, we have DNA that have been shut down. We're able to bring our DNA back, you know, supposedly, hopefully. I just watched this thing that said if you take the swine flu vaccine, your DNA is destroyed forever. You got to be careful by taking vaccines. Don't just take things that doctors give to you. Doctors are the incarnation of the scientists out in the universe. Some of them are Pleiadian. There are all kinds of Arcturians and all kinds of people, but some of them are good and some of them are bad. This is a big science experiment. Doesn't that make sense? You think about this planet. Look at this house. I mean, this is so Pleiadian. When I go into a pharmacy, I think I'm like sort of in heaven because I just love product. I'm like, oh my God, look at all this product. I mean, I literally would love to try almost every single thing in a pharmacy. You know, I get sold on the box and the stuff, and it says it does this and it does that. Here I am in a body that falls apart and ages and gets bags under my eyes and has skin problems, and there's product out there for everything. That's all Pleiadian. Farmers, pharmacy, doctors, you know, fashion, all that stuff this is a playground for Pleiadians to play fashion games and doctor games, and, you know, let's play doctor. Remember, let's play doctor. That's like a driving force in somebody. Let's play doctor. When you're little kids, we all want to play doctor, you know. So if we can expand our minds, if we can picture that this is one planet, one small planet, and that there's all kinds of stuff going on around the planet and on the outside of the planet. Another thing is this planet is in quarantine. The reason we don't get anything, the reason we don't know, the reason that we believe or don't believe and have faith, or should we have faith, and who is this God, and why don't we feel it, and, you know, I'm supposed to have faith in something I can't see, and this whole thing with the religions. You know, if we really had access to the knowledge of the universe and ourselves, we would not be in question about the religions. We wouldn't be confused by this religion that we're raised in that doesn't feel right, that doesn't seem right, that's being led by, for example, with the Catholic Church, a bunch of priests that ultimately often end up molesting little kids. And why would the priests not be able to have sex anyway? There's just so much going on here that we don't realize on the planet. We are so fucked with. Excuse my French. We are lied to. We are twisted and distorted and deformed by outer energies that we're not aware of. We're just like little victims of this big scheme. But we actually can see this and get control within ourselves. We can. I've just been listening to Alex Collier. A lot of people like to diss on that guy. I mean, come on, he reads genuine too. I mean, I listen to that guy. He is not making this shit up. He believes what he's saying. You got to take in everybody's story. You don't just believe one guy or one woman or one religion or blah, blah. You got to take it all in. You take in the Catholic religion and you feel it. You go, this makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, you toss it. Or you keep what part of it does make sense, and then you toss the rest and you bring in the other religion. And you try it on for size and you see, does this Baptist religion feel right? And see if it does. And if it doesn't, whoosh, you know, and you don't let your father and your mother and your whoever leads you to influence what feels right. You don't do that. You just go with what feels right. That's what you got to do. That's all you've got is you. You and me and the magical book. Just kidding. You have yourself. It's interesting about that comment when people say, well, he's a man. Well, you know, that's why he's seeking out the magical boobs. Really, the women, it's a man's world and the men run the world and everything, but really the women are the more blessed because we have the breasts that feed the nation. We have the circle, you know, we have the circle, which is remnant of the universal structure. And we are very blessed, you know, and if we would share our boobs, probably we could control the world a lot more easily. But we're raised with this like shame about the human body and shame about being naked and shame about our breasts and don't show your breasts and shame about sex. Just that right there. That right there is a great mindfuck. You know, don't fondle yourself. Don't think impure thoughts. If you think about sex, you're bad. Sex is one of the key codes to enlightenment and happiness and joy. We're supposed to be feeling joy on the planet, somebody said. Teal Scott says that. A bunch of different Pleiadian channels, etc. say your job is to feel joy on this planet. It's very hard to feel joy on this planet. Being in a body is not easy. It is hard to feel joy in a body. Just very hard, you know. It just is, because we're being affected by so much. And then we feel like it's our fault, and we feel guilty, and we feel shame, and it's all our fault. That is all a big mindfuck coming from those that have taken over the planet. Our planet's been taken over by some pretty bad guys, and very powerful guys. Very powerful entities, beings, spirits, creatures. Supposedly they have wings. I don't know. Dragons. I don't know if they're dragons. I don't really know who those guys are, but supposedly they're pretty bad guys, and they control the planet. And I think that the only way to get out of being controlled by these powerful, psychic, amazing, completely intelligent, genetic scientists who play doctor with our planet, I think the only way to get out of being controlled by those guys is to really get in touch with yourself and your own power. You know, and do sacred geometry, because it brings in your own power. It does. It brings in the power, and it brings in the sun. I keep discovering these new hand positions that are cool and beautiful, you know, and I think do something positive. They probably raise your DNA. See, they bring in the sun. There you are. I love you. I love you, son. So I'm feeling moved to ramble about all this stuff that a lot of people think I'm just freaking crazy, you know, and I guess I don't really care, because it needs to be stated. And I know, like, somebody like Kat out there, he loves this stuff, and he believes in the Pleiadian message, and he had written me a message about the Wiccan, and, you know, it's all based on magic, which is really just being empowered yourself. I started this video, I was talking about how I had asked the winds to blow the leaves off of my yard one day, and I never finished that sentence because I got all crazily distracted with the drama of the outdoors and the clouds that were going on and these weird things that were flying by and all that. And to finish that story, I had asked for the leaves to be blown off my yard. And when I asked that, I was feeling in a magical place. I was feeling like I had powers. And guess what? The leaves were all blown off my yard. Thank you. Thank you, whoever did that for me, whoever. Because I was living here by myself with my daughter, and my son was gone, and he wasn't around to help me rake. And I was having my body pain stuff, which I continue to have, but I'm much better now. See, I'm moving around now. And I really was going to have a hard time raking all those leaves. There was a lot of leaves, and it was like, exhausting. So, whoosh, they were gone. You can create little miracles like that. One time there was this incredible amount of snow, and there was a massive snowstorm and a huge wind, and I knew that it was going to be a challenge for my daughter and I to dig ourselves out. So I asked for the winds to blow the snow away from my car and my driveway, you know, and I did one of my little magic power things that I can teach you how to do, because I am going to teach that one day, because it's good stuff to know. It works. And all of the snow was blown away from my door, across my driveway, and back and off the car. My car was completely cleared off. It was a miracle. It was my intention. It was my intent. It was my prayer, and it was my magic powers, because I have magic powers now. And I can show you how to have magic powers, and I will. It's all, what I learned was kinesiology, which is muscle testing. Asking the body what it needs. And you have to base this on the premise that your body, This is my power chocolate symbol that I wear down here. I wear it every day if I can. You base it on the premise that your body has wisdom and knows what it needs. This is very empowering because if you believe that you can ask your own body what it needs, you don't have to go to the doctor. You just ask your body. It works. It really does. I'm living proof. I should be in a wheelchair. And I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm dancing around. You know, I'm not a 24-year-old ballerina, but I still have pretty good movement, and I'm not limping, and I'm pretty excited about that. So this is all energetic medicine. I'm not on medication. I don't take ibuprofen or aspirin or anything. I don't take anything. I eat chocolate, but that's good for you. And I eat a lot of oils. I eat a lot of olive oil, and I take some fish oil, and I'm really into coconut oil. That's actually one of the best things in the world. And kinesiology, muscle testing is the key. It's the answer. It is. It's the answer to your health. You have to know what questions to ask, and then you ask your body what it needs, and your body will tell you what it needs now, and then once you correct that, you'll get the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and it will tell you the right order. It's a miracle. If we all can learn kinesiology, we won't have to have all these doctors. We won't need Obamacare. We won't need nothing against Obama. I'm still in support of Obama, his spirit, not all the crap that he's a part of. But I'm in favor of supporting someone who is trying hard. He's not a bad man. He's not in that position to fuck with us. He means well. He's got a gun to his head, okay? Can we just realize that and be supportive of goodness instead of bashing the guy? All that bashing of him, it does nothing. So if we can learn energetic medicine ourselves, God, my whole life changed when I learned energetic medicine. I became empowered. It was the most fantastic feeling to be my own doctor. It was like, it saved my life. It gave me life. It gave me the power I need. We should not be afraid of having our own power. You know, there's a very deeply rooted need there's a deep psychology in the human being that needs to give its power away, that cannot own its own power. And the source of that, I don't know if the game is to come to the planet feeling powerless and to find your power, in which case I scored. I found my crystal and I found my power through kinesiology. Or if we feel disengaged from our power as children because we're manipulated by, you know, you can blame it all on our parents, but it's really deeper than that. Is it these weird creatures that are fucking with us? I don't even know. The religions fuck with us. The religions, all of them are bullshit. You know, if you want to believe in something, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, your own self. Go like this. Make this gesture. Put it on top of your head and rotate it. It just does something really special and magical. It does. It gives you powers. I don't know, it just does. You know, make the heart symbol. Put it on top of your head. Rotate it backwards like this. We have to stop giving our power away. You know, we have to stop giving our power away. We need to take control of our own lives, our own selves. We only have ourselves. I'm ranting, but I feel the need to rant here. I have to share this. Really, it's true. I'm here to give this message. This is the purpose of my life. You know, I went through a huge amount of pain, decades of pain, to learn how to do this medicine. I needed to find something that really worked, and this is what works. It works. It does. I think my cat would have died a long time ago if I hadn't known how to do this medicine. You can heal your cat, you can heal your brother, your sister, your kids. I sent my kids to school so many times after they came down with strep throat and fevers and all this crap because I knew how to do this medicine. Every household needs an energetic medicine practitioner. Every person should be their own energetic medicine practitioner. So I would give you a flash here, but I want to be able to post this on YouTube because I want Kat to listen to this. He likes to listen to me talk, he said. So that's music to my ears. Anybody who says to me, I love listening to you talk, I love you. You're my girlfriend. You're my boyfriend. So, you know, do this. Make this. See it? The shapes? This is sacred geometry. To whoever asked me, I don't even remember who it was, but play with your hands. They're amazing. Look at all the shapes that you can make. These shapes are sacred geometry. This is yoga of the hand, and it helps you. It helps you do stuff. It helps you be stronger. It helps increase the active number of DNA in your body. We were supposed to have 12 active strands of DNA. We have 2. We have 2 strands of DNA when we're supposed to have 12. 10 plus 2. And all of them but 2 have been shut down, shut off. Imagine. We use 10% of our brain. Have you ever heard that? And that Einstein used 15. Here's your brain. 10%? We're using 10%? Seriously? How do they even, first of all, how do they measure that, A? And B, if it's true, what the hell is the other 90% doing? Is it not functioning? If it's not functioning, why isn't it functioning? And if it were functioning, what would we be able to do? Would we be able to fly? I mean, would we be able to manifest instantly anything we wanted? You know, I feel like my powers of manifestation have gotten pretty good. Still trying to manifest that dance partner, but otherwise, you know, I feel like I've been creating those since I was a kid. I've been, you know, I had an awareness that I could take the moment I was in and direct the energy into my future so that I could have whatever it is I wanted. You know, I wanted a nice house with a water view, and I have that now. I don't even know how I got it, you know. It's like I was projecting that for 40 years, since I was 10. I've been trying to create a certain kind of life that I wanted, and you know, it's pretty good. I mean, the physical part was the final big challenge, and that's even feeling pretty good lately, you know. I still can have that, but I think that part of the reason I continue to get all that pain is so that I can continue to learn more about the medicine and share it. You know, share the medicine. I feel like that's my reason for being here. So anyways, well, geez, this is 32 minutes, over 32 minutes. So I'm going to turn it off. But, you know, if anybody listened to this all this time, thank you. Thank you for listening. And think about it. Think about kinesiology. Study it. I will do more videos on how I learned the medicine and the way that I do it, because I have my own techniques that I developed that I think work. You know, for one thing, my head is better. I still have pain in my shoulders, but I did a real intense healing. It's nothing compared to what it was. So I'll show you how I did that later. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I love all of you so much, and all you guys who let me know what country you're from, I love that. I really do. And thank you for your messages, and thank you for thinking about my kitty. I appreciate that, too. So, big kiss. Mwah. Talk to you later. Talk to you soon.